What's going on YouTube? Your boy King James coming to you with another kick-ass video. Guys, today I'm so excited. I finally got my package in from EK. For those who don't know who EK is or are, they are a company in Slovenia that do water cooling parts for PCs, and I'm so excited. I'm gonna do a video about it, so let's bust this box open and let's see what goodies we have inside. And let's move some of these fillers and have a look inside. Alright, we got oh, here's our tubing. Now I went with the PETG tubing. I got the inner diameter 12mm to 16mm outer diameter. I got 5 of these bad boys because this is the first time I'm doing hard tubing, so I assume that 5 should be plentiful tubing. So if I do mess up in any bends, I'll be okay. You will need a heat gun though to bend, so bear in mind. You can pick one up on EK. You can pick a heat gun up for about I don't know, 30-40 Australian dollars on eBay or whatever website or whatever tool shop that you have. And I'm gonna quickly bust this open. This is my reservoir, and I've cut too goddamn deep, and actually I think I've scratched it a little bit. It's not a big issue. It's something that I can probably won't be able to buff out, but I can probably hide it. I can probably screw it so it's that scratch is actually facing the back of my back of the case, so it's out of sight. Still a little bit pissed off about that, but anywho, what to do, shit happens. Move more packaging here, so let's pop goes the weasel. We're gonna be needing one of these as well. This is one of those connectors to get the pump running. So as you can see there, this is a pump testing adapter. You probably want to grab one of them. I think they were about $3 or $4. You got the EK-Supremacy original CPU Waterblock. The packaging in this is absolutely amazing. I love how everything is so well labeled and so well designed, and it's just, yeah, really good quality packaging. Wouldn't have thought from Slovenia, but you know, once again, never been to that country, so who knows what goes on in that place, on that side of the world. So let's have a look inside of the goodies that we get. I'm surely it's just going to be the usual kind of stuff that you're going to get. There you go. So you got like all your thumb screws and springs and washers and God knows whatever else, bits and pieces. You got your AMD backplate. I think that looks like an AMD backplate. So, and what is this? The instruction manual. So this will tell you on how to install backplates and the water block, so it fits nice and snug and perfect on your loop. We'll open this up so you can get a quick clear. So this is the copper. This has got a copper plate, as you can see. The browny orange tinge at the bottom. I won't remove that until I'm ready to actually get this build running. So it's a clear Perspex glass or smoky glass there, so you can see the liquid rolling through and whatnot whatsoever. I've gone with a white build, so my build is actually called Snow White. This little gizmo in my hand here that I just had, now depending on the flow direction, I don't know much about it, but I do believe it can change flow in the water block in somehow. So you'd also get some thermal paste, which is nice, and AMD support blocks as well. AMD Intel, those are your Intel blocks. So we'll just chuck everything back in there. I don't know what that little clear thing actually really does. I'm not really going to get into much about it because I have no idea what it is. But I'm sure there is the Godfather, whose name is JayzTwoCents. He probably has a video somewhere on his YouTube channel describing what the hell that thing does and how it actually works. There's a few other YouTubers that have done it, water cooling, but from what I know, he always does a lot of water cooling stuff, and he's taught me a lot on how to do it. These are your 1/4 inch thread fittings. Now, this is all you pretty much need to do hard tubing. and as you can see, there is your hard tubing, and you got a no ring, and that is pretty much the fitting done. And you screw it down, put your tube in, and it should lock and seal and hold it nice in place. All you need is two per component. So if you're water blocking graphic card CPU, you're gonna need a radiator and a reservoir, so you're gonna need 8 all up. So 2 for your graphic card, 2 for your CPU, 2 for your reservoir, and 2 for your radiator. And that's pretty much it. You might need some plugs, which will come up later in this package. I'll pull out. I also ordered a few extra things, and as I was experimenting and trying to figure out my loop, I realized that I missed out on a few other parts for a drain port. So I ordered some more parts from Melbourne, and hopefully that'll come up in the next part. These parts will be, I'll put a little picture up in roundabout here right about now of the parts that I did buy. It was a Y fitting and a male to male fitting, and those are the 2 parts that I express shipped up here. So let's hopefully it gets here in the next few days so I can get started on the build. I also got some 90 degrees. I got 2 90 degrees because you never know exactly what's going on. I hate getting into a project and literally coming to a standstill because I'm missed a part and something's missing because I don't have enough fittings, or I really needed something like this. So a 90-degree angle fitting is really will come in handy. I might use it, I might not, but at the end of the day, it will stay in my arsenal. And when I do need it, I know, hey, I've got 2 sitting somewhere in the shed, and I'll just go looking for them. And I got a 45-degree angle one. So these are my 45-degree ones, and they'll come in handy. I'm sure I might use 1 or 2 of them in my build. If not, like I said, it'll come in handy in the future where I decide to change things up. I might get another graphic card and have a few, and then I'll have to change my loop around. This is where I was telling you about getting the Y fitting and having a drain port, and instead of it making it very hard. So I got one of these bad boys where I can connect to my outlet port on my pump, and I'll be able to turn that nozzle and drain my system, hopefully easily. I've never done it before, but hopefully I can get it done in one good go, and it works really well. So we'll have that fitted on my out port on my pump reservoir. They didn't have any in black, so I had to get like a black nickel. So thankfully these fittings are going to be kind of at the bottom, out of sight, and it won't be so blatantly obvious that you're like, well, those don't really look like black. But maybe I might get some spray paint and spray paint them. I don't know. These are the plugs that I was saying, so I grabbed 2 just in case. Now there might be extras laying around in another box somewhere, but I bought 2 just in case, because I never know. And I got some male to female extenders, 20 millimeters. What are these, quarter thread? Most of the times you're going to be needing quarter thread anyway. I think there's something like a 3/4 or 5/7 or something like that. But most parts and most radiators and most blocks today use quarter thread. So there you go. This is a little extender. I might use it, I might not. I bought two of them. And most of these parts, I think the 45-degree angle one was probably about the 90-degree ones were probably about 12 to 13 Australian dollars, I think. You might be able to find somewhere else cheaper, like the normal thread, the normal ones that I pulled out at the beginning, the ones that are just your compression fittings. They were, I think the basics are about $8, and depending on the kind of finishing, they might round up to maybe $11 to $12. I just got black, just makes it so much easier, and I think they were the cheaper ones. So let's bust this open up. This is my Reservoir combo pump. This has got the 100mm reservoir on it, the D.I.Y PWM pump. So this is all included. So this got the res and the pump installed together, and it's only got, what does it have? Yeah, it's only got the 100mm reservoir in there, and that to me was a little bit too small, hence why I got the 205mm reservoir, so I can just pull this one out And you know, you got your instructions here. I'll pull this out and show you all the goodies in. So here's all the little bits and pieces, nuts, bolts, and washers to install to your chassis. I have no idea what the hell this is for. Probably will explain that in the instructions. And here is the pump reservoir. And as soon as I open this up, you'll be able to get a proper look at it. As you can see from this angle here, here we go. We'll have a look at the bottom. We got a, what is that? Molex and a fan header. I think like a 4-pin fan header looks like. The reservoir is very small, so it is a very tiny, and this would probably be really good for a very like a mini ITX build or something like that. Yeah, it's a very small reservoir, and if you want something small like that, that's perfect. That should be fine. I wanted something a little bit bigger to fill up my tower, and that's it. So as you can see, there's only 2 in and out ports there, so you have 1 in and 1 out, and that sucks in a way, because I was hoping that I could have a 3rd port at the back where I could do a drain port, and because of that, that's why I had to go buy the Y fitting with the extra male-to-male fitting, so I can attach that that valve that you saw that I had to do the drain port. So now that's fitted in. That's what's going to be sitting in my case, and I noticed there's a little gap there, and I don't know why. I feel like there should be a black ring, but I don't see anything left in the case regarding that. So let's put the lid on and see how this bad boy looks once it's all done. Thankfully that scratch is not very prominent, like you can't really see it, so that's awesome. I'm very happy that it's only a small scratch, but a scratch nevertheless. It kind of really shit me off that I scratched it within 5 seconds of opening it. Stupid me, I should have not have opened it with a sharp knife. So we'll pack this up and move on to the next box, guys. So let's see what's happening. I'll put all the fittings away as well. So move this out and get all this fittings and instructions out of the way, so we have a nice clear bench to operate on. Now that that's ready, let's go have a look at the rest of this. Now we got the EK-FC 1070 GTX, and that should be pretty much self-explanatory. This is the water blocks for my GTX 1070 GA super clocked. I will be overclocking this video card purely because I can, and I want to see what kind of temps I'm going to get out of it and what extra performances I will get. So you got all your little goodies here. You got some thermal tape here, which will probably go on some VRAM and whatever else that is pretty much hot on your video card. We got some screws and washers and all kind of thermal paste and some Allen keys, so you can be able to remove things. Instructions for your for assembly, pretty much, so you'll be able to do this. It is best to follow this step by step. Do not cut any corners, because you don't want to be throwing a $700, $800, $1,000 video card down the drain. So watch and read it very carefully and make sure you follow every procedure. And this is the water block, guys. It's a nickel based one with the Perspex glass. I do like it very much. You can see the channeled areas where the liquid will be rolling through, the engraved area or the grooved out area where the liquid will be running down, and looks like everything will be touching. All the hot components will be transferring onto the metal, and the liquid will roll over those hot plates and transfer those hotness to my radiators and then into my room, making my room a sauna. So maybe I can start my own sauna business. Just pour some water somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, losing track of the story, actually. Let's pack this bad boy up, make sure everything's in there, so I do not get completely baffled on where is things when I need it. Let's proceed on to the next part here, guys. Now I got my this is the back plate. Now I don't know if this is necessary for the 1070, but there's a website that I'm gonna link down below that will help you get all your parts and everything needed for a standard loop. Now you can add more to it. So you can add the 45-degree angles and the 90-degree angles and the extenders and your liquids and your fan, or you can take your fans out and your liquid, because as you can see in this build, I didn't buy my liquid or my fans because I already had fans ready in sitting in boxes here, and liquid I bought cheaper elsewhere. I think it was PC Case Gear or something down in Melbourne. And this is the back plate. So this is I went for the nickel back, the nickel back plate, nickel back reference. So that's it pretty much, guys. That is going to be what you see on top of your graphic card. Because I've gone a white build, I'm gonna have white LEDs, but it's all RGB inside the case. So if I feel like I'm over white, I can change it to red, and hopefully the red will shine off the back plate, and the white will change slightly. It will change slightly into a red or a blue or a green or a yellow, whatever mood I'm feeling. So that's one of the reasons why I went with the white builds and with RGB colors, so I can always change the colors of the system to suit what mood I'm in. Alright, now this is a little kit that EK also has for the beginners, and if you got a few tools laying around in your house, you probably don't really need this, but there is something in here that you definitely need if you're doing hard tube, because you're going to be needing this. So when you're bending your pipes, now there's going to be come on, let's open this bad boy up. Here we go. There's going to be like a silicon insert in here, so you can see the white silicon insert. Those white silicon inserts go into the hard tube, that you've bought, and you start heating it with the white tube in it. You do this so as you start bending, the actual tube is not going to collapse on itself like a garden hose. Therefore, it's going to restrict water and liquid going through. So you want to have a nice bend, but still allowing liquid to flow through. So that's why the silicon is there, for it to stop the actual tube from collapsing in on itself and then making that piece pretty much garbage, useless for you. So you got a little hacksaw. So that little hacksaw is, as you can see, probably just the cut pieces and making sure that it fits in. So you got a 12 millimeter. So this is the 10 millimeter, and that's your 12 millimeter inner diameter. So whatever piping you get, you will just slide that in, and you should be fine to rock and roll. And they gave me some sandpaper. That wasn't described in the kit, but it's always nice to have, because you want to sand down every end. Every time you're connecting your tube to something, always sand down the edges. You want it to make it smooth. You don't want any sharp, rough edges on any end of the piping, because the end of the piping is going to be touching on one of your O-rings, and if that O-ring is punctured or cut in any way, it may actually cause some sort of leak in your system, and we all know that water and electricity doesn't go. So make sure that you sand it down. There's plenty of other little tools out there that you can buy without sanding paper. I was going to get one, but now that I got sanding paper, I probably might just give sanding paper a go and see how I go. I've got a few files in the shed as well that I can use to file down. But there are tools online that you can buy to sand that down. So let's have a look at the last package here. This is going to be the radiators. Now, this website also generates pretty much everything that you're going to be needing for your computer. You put in your case, your CPU, your graphic card, and even if you want to do your memory, you can do your memory as well. If you want to do your motherboard, I think there's parts on your motherboard that you want to liquid cool or whatever, you can water cool that. There's blocks for that too. So it will generate a list for you, and this list will just spit out and give you everything. It will give you fans, liquid, fittings, blocks, radiators. It will give you the lot, and you can change a few things around. So you can change the radiator. So you're like, it was telling me I can get a 240 millimeter radiator, the SE one. So this is the slim version, and it will still give me a pretty decent temp. I think it was like 25 degrees, and I said, nah, I want a 360 because I got 3 Thermaltake fans just sitting around, ring fans, sitting around doing nothing at the moment. So I was just like, well, let's use that and let's get a 360. I know my case can fit a 360 radiator, so I bought a 360. I bought a 360, and it dropped the temperatures by 1 degree. This is just an estimation now, guys. This is not anything proven. This is just like, hey, this is going to tell you whatever. It will also tell you how much liquid or coolant you're going to be needing to buy as well. So I found that I like the Thermaltake C1000 that they just brought out. They've got so many different colors. EK does provide you with the coolant options there, but I found it to be a little bit more on the expensive side, and I was like, I'm just going to give myself a go with the Thermaltake C1000s, and I don't have to worry about adding any dyes or anything. It's all peak wide. It's ready to rock and roll. I bought 2 of them for like about $50. So that's the radiator, guys. It looks good. It feels sturdy. I can't wait to start building this. I'm waiting on my heat gun to arrive off eBay from one of the world's slowest merchants on eBay. He says he's in Australia, and he says it's going to take 10 days to ship here. I'm like, what, are you driving it to me? I don't know. So guys, if you like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and if you want to leave me some comments, feel free to leave me some comments. I'll get back. I always reply back to everyone that leaves me comments back in the comment section. These are the fans that I've got that are just sitting around doing nothing, so they will be placed on the radiator. Also, I would love it if you give me a subscription, so if you can subscribe, you'll be notified every time I put new videos up. I'm trying to put videos up every week. I don't actually have a set date. With uni coming to an end and graduating in December, everything is getting a little bit chaotic in my life at the moment, so I will try my best to do what I can and put out what I can as often as I can, guys. Now this is the first time I'm doing this. I don't really do much on computing, but I'm pretty excited and thought, fuck it, I'm gonna do it, and hopefully you guys can watch and learn. Now, all the YouTubers that I've been watching, their links will be in the description below. So thanks for watching. I'm King James. Peace out. Perfect little thing. Perfect freaking graphic card for you guys. Perfect GPU. Nice big fans on your cooling pipes.